Welcome again to the first virtual leadership forum in B'nai B'rith's 177-year history. We miss being with you in person, of course, but thanks to technology, this year's outstanding forum is being witnessed by the largest number of participants in a long time. And many of you aren't even online yet. Like last year, B'nai B'rith is pleased to present a two-day program with stellar experts addressing bold topics that fit this year's theme, global action in unprecedented times. 2020 has been a year like no other. The coronavirus restricted our activities, our family relations, our work, our social routines, our seders and high holiday routines. We missed celebrating births, bar and bat mitzvahs, weddings, and even funerals. We've curtailed travel, dining out, embraces, even shaking hands. This has been a year like no other for all of us. B'nai B'rith International operates with a very global perspective. It's a large, far-reaching family, and our organization, more than any other, has a longer Jewish history timeline than any other organization. By definition, as the children of the covenant, we are part of a legacy that spans 100 generations, more than 35 centuries. Resilience is part of our DNA. So COVID-19 is not our first pandemic. And remember, in 1843, we were organized with the mission of caring for the widow and the orphan. And again in 2020, we have shown great resilience. In the face of rising anti-Semitism in city streets, at synagogues, and on college campuses, we have also witnessed collective global actions, miracles really, that we have never seen. Yes, never. This year, Israel signed 3 peace treaties, 2 with Arab states in the Gulf, the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain, and 1 with a once sworn enemy, Sudan. We pray and hope for peace, literally, daily, and we anticipate continued normalization developments in the Middle East and in North Africa. As for anti-Semitism, I suspect dark clouds remain on the horizon. Unlike people recovering from COVID-19, we acknowledge there is no vitamin cocktail, no immunization to eliminate anti-Semitism. Thus, we have increased our role in the fight against anti-Semitism. In the last year, I've written more columns and letters about anti-Semitism in all of its forms than on any other topic. When college presidents fail to step in to stop anti-Semitism, as happened recently at the University of Illinois with its 6,000 Jewish students, and where we introduced Hillel to the world, I wrote to them and asked, how is this still possible? We will not be subject to the cancel culture. In the past 2 years, I've observed that the generation most ignorant about the Holocaust and anti-Semitism is also the generation that is weaponizing language on social media. At least Facebook has finally vowed to pull down or prohibit posts that deny the Holocaust. While this is heartening news, the task to curb the raging appetite for hate in the world is more than daunting. Holocaust denial is not a matter of opinion, and thus should not find protection or shelter under the umbrella of free speech. The positive developments for Israel with the Arab world mean one thing: B'nai B'rith has to increase its vigilance at the United Nations in New York, Geneva, and Paris, bracing for more threatening behavior against Israel. History tells us that there is seldom a time for Jews to be too comfortable. Where there are troubles for others, the glare of blame seems to find its way to us, everyone's scapegoat. Which means B'nai B'rith is more determined, committed, and more relevant than ever. In fact, we are doing more in front of the European Union in Brussels and other foreign capitals, not less. During a recent visit with a European prime minister, this leader highlighted B'nai B'rith's accomplishments over the years in front of our peers. In those sessions, you should know that we don't have to toot our own horn. Our reputation speaks for itself. At last year's forum, I used this time to cite outcomes from this administration's first year. And this year, despite the pandemic, hard times, and furloughs by many organizations, we've come through this year with many positives. We're building on our success following our inaugural Heritage Cities meeting in Portugal. And B'nai B'rith Portugal celebrated its inaugural meeting in Oporto just a few weeks ago. They have engaged BBI to help the Jewish community there to battle anti-Semitism as they regenerate Jewish lives after 5 centuries from the Inquisition. This is a milestone accomplishment, not only for BBI, but for diaspora Jews around the world. While other organizations contracted, B'nai B'rith actually expanded this year. We added Ajiri, the American Jewish International Relations Institute, to our family portfolio. The merger was consummated just days after the passing of Ambassador Richard Shifter, the group's founder. Ambassador Shifter left a legacy of many accomplishments in the name of human rights and Israel. B'nai B'rith CEO Dan Mariashin, who worked very closely with the ambassador for more than 15 years, engineered this shidduch, and he has been working closely with Ajiri staff and volunteer leadership since that merger. The group is more motivated and inspired than ever to build on Ambassador Shifter's past successes. This was also a year of unparalleled success in media and communications. We introduced B'nai B'rith Impact, an online quarterly publication that focuses on our impact as an organization. Again, more expansion, more growth. COVID-19, of course, kept us locked down, but the time and expensive travel actually gave way to more frequent and voluminous presentations through amazing recorded webinars called Conversations with B'nai B'rith. Never have more people been focused on B'nai B'rith and Jewish issues than through Dan's conversational journey with such a kaleidoscope of subjects and guests. His masterful interviews of everyone from top elected officials and experts to musicians and authors, even astronauts, are nothing short of award-winning broadcasts. The content on the YouTube channel has not just expanded, but exploded into a full B'nai B'rith channel that is worthy of award-winning attention. Best of all, these programs have reached literally hundreds of thousands of people. Dan's discussion on the 25th anniversary of the Amia bombing with Adriana Commissar and Eduardo Cohn alone reached more than 25,000 people. In a span of weeks, I participated in programs from Atlanta to Beverly Hills, California, to meetings with brothers and sisters everywhere from Turkey and Israel to Brazil. These meetings were populated with people from beyond the borders of those communities. In the coming weeks, I have meetings scheduled with German-speaking lodges in Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. Again, the silver lining of these difficult pandemic times is that B'nai B'rith did more, not less. B'nai B'rith was more visible, more active, and made more impact. 2020 was a year of more, not less. As most of you know in your own communities, every organization has felt the pinch of the pandemic. While our new way of life has created some efficiencies that translated into cost savings, we are always cautious to maintain our positive momentum. After the forum, I hope you'll make a significant donation to support our work and to learn about the many, many benefits of participating in our planned giving programs. To that end, Irving Silver has managed an active foundation with informative seminars and marketing ideas that we believe will pay dividends in the future. The benefits of participating in this legacy way should begin with you, all of you, at this forum. There are many ways to invest in the Jewish future, and there is no more focused, more comprehensive way to do this globally than through B'nai B'rith. I also wish to commend the continuing efforts of our senior housing leadership, Marvin Siflinger, Mark Olshan, Seth Ricklin, and Rob Spitzer, for the refinancing of select senior housing facilities, which continue to deliver revenues to boost a program that in the coming year will celebrate 50 years. This year, we also conducted our first online fundraiser with our healthcare event. The tribute honoring Marna Borgstrom, the CEO of Yale New Haven Health, was an amazing, wonderful event in a year when healthcare was at the center of our lives. B'nai B'rith's global response to COVID-19 exemplified our identity. Our very active disaster relief committee, under the leadership of Rhonda Love and Senior Vice President Rebecca Saltzman, executed the work we've done for 150 years. But in this year of the pandemic, B'nai B'rith Panama donated beds and other equipment. American groups made available countless masks. Uruguay donated food baskets, and B'nai B'rith and our brother partners worked with Palo Foul and others to deliver 27,000 face shields to severely affected Italy. In COVID care, our senior housing developments were models in following pandemic protocols to give our 5,000 residents a safe and secure living environment to maximize their quality of life. We are really proud of these efforts. For the remainder of the year, we have an opportunity to approve an updated constitution, which will complement our planning for the future. For the coming year, we naturally hope to get back to normal, but we've realized a new normal that is actually more productive for B'nai B'rith International. Also in the coming year, we are offering you the opportunity to engage in an important milestone program as we commemorate the 20th anniversary of the Durban Conference on Racism, which turned into a hate fest that promoted the Zionism equals racism theme. Past President Richard Heidemann led the largest Jewish delegation to this meeting, and he has generously agreed to help drive B'nai B'rith International's effort to teach the lessons of that experience. We still have much to do. There's much room for improvement and further growth. When we pull together as an international organization, we accomplish a great deal. To have our kind of performance record, we need more collaboration and cooperation. As much as we've accomplished, we certainly could do more. B'nai B'rith exists to serve others. As long as we impact others, we will attract the attention that we've earned. I cannot say this with more passion, with greater conviction or humility. What's important is what you do for B'nai B'rith, not what B'nai B'rith does for you. B'nai B'rith is about service to others, to Israel, and to the Jewish people all over the world. Our close global family makes us an intimate, small world, yet the world in which we carry out our work indeed is large. When the job at hand is more about you than about the organization, the less we accomplish. Remember that. So we must focus on our mission, and we must continue to press our message to the 30 countries represented in this meeting and elsewhere in the world. Our writings for major newspapers have increased. Our media presence every day proves that no one, and I mean no one, is more media active than B'nai B'rith. Visit the websites, see for yourself. In fact, you know what we need more of? We need you to visit these websites daily and just share the information. You have much to be proud of. This Zoom gathering may feel strange to you, but what is most comfortable is knowing that you can go to our website, b'nai that's b'nai every single day and see evidence of the many things that we are doing. You can be proud that this is the most prestigious organization on the face of the earth. I want to close by making you aware of the many opportunities to give, from endowing one of our programs in honor of or in the memory of someone, to the Essex Street Society, or including B'nai B'rith International in your estate plans. Tomorrow, I will recognize this year's President Award winners. Thank you again for joining this year's forum. I think this forum will be another truly memorable event, and thank you for sustaining our work with your continued contributions. Thank you.